You want to hit this 7 Beatles of Doom question
let's
before we
see.
wrap it up?
7 Beatles of Doom might be a question too far out for this show, but in your opinion, should I read this? Did the global war on terror end in Afghanistan and quickly got replaced by Cold War II? Actually, no, that's a really good question, and it's not too far out. Did the global war on terror end in Afghanistan? No. The global war on terror is still it's percolating, but it did pretty much get replaced by Cold War II. And Cold War II is not, we're calling it more of a Cold War, but it's kind of a proxy hot war right now. Now, they keep trying to say, no, it's not. The Ukraine and the Russians, it's their fight. It's like, no, we've got to, you remember this thing called Vietnam? Okay. We supplied material, tons of material. I've actually got some archival footage that I got through friends, I'll just say, showing the immense amount of military equipment that we sent was, being lined up to send to Vietnam. I'll see if I can find that. It'd be a good video at some point. So first we sent aid and equipment. Then we sent consultants. And then before you know it, we were there fighting. Well, we're already at the consultant stage now in Ukraine. And I have heard, I don't know if this is true, and I haven't seen anything corroborating it yet, but I have heard that we have actually been in line of fire, some of our people.
Well, that's what that leaker,
that's what the leaker's saying.
Was it Reddit? No.
Yeah.
Was it Reddit?
Well, no, it's I can't remember where that was leaked, but boy, they're going after him hard. Yeah. According to what the information that's been leaked, we're in line of fire now.
Yeah. Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground, but I don't know for certain because the problem is you can't. For all those people out there that say, "Oh, you guys just believe everything," it's like, no, don't believe anything you hear.
Yeah.
Research stuff and find out what the truth is, because everything is spin these days.
I'd like to throw something out there about the war on terror ending in Afghanistan. I think, as we know it, as we think about the war on terror with Middle Eastern being the boogeyman, I think they've changed the war on terror to be more focused on perceived domestic terrorists.
Yeah, well, there is a lot of truth to that.
Think about all the verbiage that is thrown around willy-nilly by high-end politicians and news media of very easily calling patriots or people that are protesting. They called the stinking parents in the Loudoun County
the school board
meetings domestic terrorists.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
So that I feel like they're okay. So we're not so much worried about the Middle Eastern terrorists. Now let's label. Now that we've built up the word terrorist to be such a bad word, let's focus it on our political adversaries.
Yep. And I do think there's some truth to that. Now, but his question was more along the line of what we would typically really call the war on terror.
Yeah, yep.
There's still some stuff that's going on, but for all intents and purposes, the big stuff that we were doing, that is pretty much it's been wound down because it's been replaced. He's absolutely right. I remember years ago the people used to say, the military-industrial complex, it's just evil, and I used to go, okay, yeah, whatever. That's just your the liberal spin on stuff. Well, it's interesting now that the people who would have been historically liberally spinning stuff to say how bad it was that the industrial military complex
are now all about
the industrial military complex.
They got the old blue and yellow flag hanging out there.
Yep.
It's in their name on their profile. It's weird.
It really is.
We are the anti-war people now.
Yes, but to be fair, I'll say conservatives. We were the ones always willing to go to war if it's needed, but the people who go to war are also the ones most against war, because war it's a terrible thing. Anyone who experiences really almost any aspect of it, it changes you forever.
Forever. Yep.
I mean, we have ruined so many of our young people forever. And we need to really make sure that we're going to war when we need to, and not just to satisfy some weird political agenda that doesn't really drive anything for the country.
I like Reagan's kind of viewpoint on this is be strong enough to just wipe anybody out, but be very slow to act on it.
Yes.
Right? You know, have the deterrence of the biggest and the most technologically advanced military, Navy, all of it, but be very, very, very slow to act and make sure that that's really what you want to get into.
Right. Because once you engage, the threat of the engagement is the detriment.
Yeah, that's right.
Once you engage, you're past the detriment phase, and now you're fighting.
Yep.
And, you know, you can scare a badger away, but once you corner it, it's on.
Yeah.
And at that point, there's no guaranteed winner or loser.
That's right. That's right. Doesn't matter. Doesn't. I mean, look at how long we were in Afghanistan, and they were able to carry out their war plan in the caves and effectively stalemate the thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or,
Basically,
some people even say they won. I mean, I don't know how. I don't know how
they did. If you look at it from a total aspect of win or loser, they won because we left, and now they're in power, like nothing ever happened.
That's right.
Well, except now they're even in more power because we gave them a huge military. So they did win.
Okay. I
won
have a hard time
just about every battle, but we lost the war. And there again, the main reason is because we let the politicians run it. As soon as you hear we have to have very tight rules of engagement. Okay, it's a war. You're either going to fight it or you're not going to fight it. And if you're not going to fight it, then don't pretend.
Yep.
And we did a lot of pretending.